It is often said that being itself is total peace, fulfillment, wholeness, completeness. But strangely, a concern that often shows up for people is that being might not be good enough. Meaning that people report that they had a glimpse of being, a glimpse of awareness, and subsequently they start thinking whether this is really all there is. Is it really just being? Just awareness? Nothing more? And now I'm supposed to be satisfied with that? It's an interesting question, of course, because in a way it casts doubt on these statements that being itself is this supreme peace and completeness. But there's a very basic realization that cuts through this doubting question. What we have to realize is that being itself is not a state, is not an experience, is not anything at all, and yet also isn't nothing. So, when we are asking the question, is being enough? We have already turned being into something, even just in a very subtle way. You might imagine that being or awareness is a kind of open, still space, a silence, a state of total calm and equanimity. But in all of these descriptions, it is quite clear that we have turned being into an object of experience. In order to say that we are satisfied or not satisfied with something, we first need to assess it as some kind of object. Only then can we enter into judgment about it. So, very simply, whenever a thought arises of, oh, is this actually enough? Can I be satisfied with just being? Well, the question answers itself because you're not thinking of being. You cannot think of being. Being is unthinkable. This is why when we are taking this non-dual approach to recognizing being itself, appreciating being itself, we have to be very comfortable with paradox and not knowing. To be more clear and direct, when we are resting in and appreciating awareness, we cannot say at all what it is that we are appreciating. There isn't someone forming a judgment about the qualities of being. There's just this, which cannot be grasped, cannot be conceptualized. Just this, where there is nothing to enhance, because there isn't anything to enhance, and yet it also isn't nothing. Being is here, but where is here? Just feel how these questions lead to this placeless place of completeness, where we cannot say how much further there is to go, how much more there is to accomplish. these questions simply don't land anywhere. They just don't apply to being. It is strange. It boggles the mind. And yet, precisely for that reason, because we cannot know or understand this conceptually, intellectually, or in any other way, it is the only fulfillment, the only true complete fulfillment there is. It's the paradox of completeness. Not knowing is the true knowing. We just come into appreciation of this which can't be enhanced, which isn't lacking anything, which isn't anything and isn't nothing. So what is it? We can't even say, and there is no need to say. The word being is just a pointer, just a label for this which cannot be named. And yet, despite this profound unfindability of being itself, when we are resting in this being, it lands us right here in the heart of experience. We are nowhere as being, and yet we are simply here in this ordinary embodiment, not detached or dissociated from your human embodiment at all. On the contrary, because being isn't any object or state of experience, it also can't be other than this ordinary experience of being human. So simultaneously, nothing lacking, nothing missing, total completeness, and full involvement and intimacy with human life. How fascinating, how wonderful.